All right, welcome in everybody. We are back. Welcome to the Turf Tapes presented by Off the Wall. My name is Trey. We'll be hanging out this evening. We've got a really fun game picked out for you from the 1997 Arena Football League season, featuring two teams we have not yet featured on the Turf Tapes. So this is going to be a fun watch. But before we dive into that and our guest, please make sure you're following Off the Wall on all of our socials: Instagram, X/Twitter, TikTok, all the things and stuff. If you're there, we're there. Wherever you are on socials, come say hi, come join the conversation. We're also streaming this live on YouTube, live on X, and live on Twitch as well. So the replay will be available shortly after the live stream ends. So if there's a moment you're like, hey, what happened there? What did he say? Go back and check out the replay. But the absolute best part of the Turf Tapes is, of course, the chat. We've got Alec in the chat hanging out already. Hey, Alec, how's it going? Surviving and thriving out here. We like making this as interactive as possible. And with our guests, I'm sure people will have questions for him about the current state of affairs of certain folks. So come join the conversation, hop in the chat, let me know what platform you're watching for, and most importantly, give me your hot takes. I want some questions, I want topics, I want hot takes. We want to talk about there's plenty to talk about during the stream tonight, so all are welcome. And if you see this board here, drop a bolt. Oh god, I'm directionally confused. I'm doing this backwards. Drop a bold prediction for AF1 in 2026 in the chat. Let's see those bold predictions. Let's see what we got. Let's see the creativity that folks are bringing to the table. It's been a bit since the last one of these we did, and I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all and seeing what y'all have to say. So if you're watching live or watching the replay, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking the stream, and most importantly, peer pressuring your friends into doing the same. So if this is your first Turf Tapes, welcome. We created to basically embrace the community of arena football and live stream old arena and indoor football games, talk shop about the sport, teams, players, and we'll be doing a lot more of these in the off season. So we're going to keep this thing moving and grooving over the next couple months heading into 2026. So again, chat, bring it. Bring the fantastic questions, comments, and hypotheticals that you always do. And tonight will be more of the same. But we've got a very special guest tonight. One of my favorite conversations that I've had on the Off the Wall podcast, episode 22, if you want to go back and check that out. He is the director of football operations for Arena Football One, and he is a legendary player in the Arena Football League from the 90s and 2000s. It's Gary Compton. Gary, thank you for being here. How has the offseason been treating you so far?
Well, Trey, I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, these are exciting. I've watched a few of these and all of that, and it's good to kind of click in, go back in time a little bit, so we'll have some fun tonight with this. Things have been great. We're as you said, moving and grooving right now. We're getting ready to finish up our expansion process. Get those announced and all of that. At the end of the month, we're going to Chicago. We have a thing called Arena Football University. Jerry took this kind of from McDonald's. They used to have saying and all that, and we bring people in and we go through all the processes and the procedures of what it takes to be successful. As we always like to say, whether you walk into Billings, you walk into Oregon, you walk into Nashville, Albany, when you walk in, it's the same exact thing. You know what you're seeing and everything else. So we really model that, and that'll kind of be the first thing that we'll get going here. We got free agency kind of getting ready to kick up here a week from now. Teams are signing their rosters from last year. Those that want to come back to places, some of those do not want. They want to go out and test the waters, as we always know. Wait to be like Micah Parsons, and we see what happens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so a bunch of teams have been re-signing players. Kentucky, we'll dive into Kentucky a little bit later on. They've been signing players as well. So it's an exciting time, but it seems like we're going to hit a warp speed this time next week when players are able to bounce between teams.
That's always how it is. As you know, anytime there's the opening day of free agency, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, there is a plethora of things that come through. We get them in 11:59 on September 15th. The doors open up for free agency, and I'm sure my phones will be ringing and my computer will be going off like crazy, and I'll be getting those out to our media people and getting those posted so everybody can see.
Let's go. Well, I'm super excited to see it happen, but I'm very excited to dive into tonight's game as well. Like I said, it's two teams we haven't watched on the Turf Tapes before. It's gonna be a fun one between the Milwaukee Mustangs and the Texas Terror from the 1997 AFL season. So you want to talk about a couple of fun brands, Mustangs and Terror. Week 7 for those keeping track at home. Gary, you of course played for the Mustangs for the entire run or their entire run in the AFL from 94 to 2001. Tell me a little bit about Milwaukee and what made you stick around for as long as you did.
Well, it was interesting when I first came up here. Is if people do not know, I kind of had a track with Coach Mike Trigg. From Dallas to Forward to Milwaukee to Grand Rapids, to Philly when I finished my career. But I came to Milwaukee here, and it was funny. In '94, they were 0-14. The entire place was sold out. 17,456 people every single week. And it was just something about this place that, as we always say, kind of the Pittsburghs and the Ohios and thing, blue collar, and it was kind of that way here. They loved football because, this is a point in time to win. The Packers were playing at County Stadium, and then they did not have that anymore. So now, the Milwaukee people didn't have professional football around. Mm-hmm. So, the Velazquez did a great job here with the Mustangs, and I fell in love with it here, and I made home here. I'm still here to this day. I've lived here, forever, and it's a great place. Loved it. Like I said, the fans were great. Still think the uniforms are the best color combination ever in arena football.
They're pretty good.
The logo and all of that, but yeah, it was a great, fun 7 years that I played here.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed when I clicked through the video, just to check to see if it was a full game and we went in on a cliffhanger. I was like, this is a great uniform matchup between Milwaukee and Texas. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a fun one. But no spoilers in the chat. Let's all enjoy this iconic game together. A big shout out to Arena Football TV, the channel on YouTube, for hosting this game. I actually reached out to them, and they were able to unearth this game specifically for this Turf Tapes episode. So big shout out to them. Make sure you show them some love on the original video. Subscribe to them, like all their stuff. They do a really, really awesome job, preserving some of this history that we're able to enjoy on the Turf Tape. So let's get it started. Let's get the ball rolling, and let's see if I remember how to get this on screen. All right, I think I got it. Yeah, there we are. All right, beautiful. First thoughts. This font was crazy. Just randomly placed capital letters. Do you know how that came to be, or is just
you know what, I do not. And it also reminded me of the days that we played on TNT.
Yeah.
And TNN. We were on TNN like Tuesday nights during the week. That's where Eli Gold, first started with arena football. But yeah, this is really crazy. Like you said, the letters are all kind of crooked. They're small letters. With capital letter thrown in here, and all of that. But yeah, that's a definite throwback.
Definite throwback, and yeah, it's Mike Golick ball too. So before he exploded into the mega personality that he is, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun watch.
And it's
a little bit here.
And it's funny too, as you say, just watching these, and ESPN2, and kind of the little pregame thing that they have, and kind of talking a little bit more about it, and the game and everything is this was fun. This was great. Absolutely.
Yeah, the video packages were really cool for the intros here. It just has that nostalgic feel to it.
You know what? And it's funny too, and be glad that they were able to pull something up like this, because some of them you get were almost like with the VCA. Remember the old days of the VCR tracker that you had to turn the knob to get the tracking down and everything. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. It was that's crazy. The old Summit. Yeah, the old Summit. There's Dazell, was a former quarterback of ours before he went to Houston. And, Todd, who eventually came on and, was an all-time leading passer back then. And, look at these guys, Adam Lee and Golick. Golick looks like and I think he did. He just came out of Eagles uniform, and retirement. But, yeah, that's pretty neat, And, yeah, they did a great job here way back in the day with all of this.
Seriously.
And, you're talking, that's, 27 years ago.
Yeah.
With everything in the broadcast and all that and everything. But yeah, that's a neat deal. Absolutely.
Yeah, they were able to do a really good job with all this, and it's like, man, we got to take some notes for today on some of these things that they were doing
Right.
because it holds up.
Yeah, it does. Just like you said, I think some of the graphics and things like that. I mean, we watch it. I mean, broadcast is different nowadays. And you get into all of the the 4Ks now and all of that. I mean, shoot, I don't even know. This is probably produced in 240 at that point. Way back in the day.
If we're lucky,
Right.
it's 240. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that was a good conference we played in. That was back in the day. With the Kurt Warner. Speaking of that, this painting I have back here's got Kurt in it.
Yeah.
And them and Houston, Texas there and all of that. And Dave Ewer, longtime coach there. And there's Steton, who's behind him. Before he got his debut. And there were some good people during this thing.
It's so funny to, like, if you pick one person and kind of follow their career, it's so interesting to see the spider web of, oh, they work with this person in Milwaukee, then this person in Iowa, then this person in Albany. And it's like everyone's connected somehow. It's incredible.
It is, and it's so funny because when you really look at everything, as I always tell everybody, you have the Coach Dailies and you have the Coach Markhams, and those were where the trees of venture where they originated from.
Yep.
And and everybody split from those two coaches downwards. And if you go back and you look at a lot of this, and that's what it is. Coach Daly ran a certain type of offense. Coach Markham ran a certain type of offense. And everything. But yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, everything goes back to one of those two guys when you look at the coaching tree. I think even Arbet, right? Arbet came from the Daly tree. Right?
Yep, Arbet was from the Daly tree, absolutely. Yeah, and Trigg was from the Markham tree.
Mm-hmm. There you go, perfect example right there.
Absolutely. So and it's so funny as I go back and look at these, and they're wearing number 2. How big our shoulder pads were back then, right?
Huge.
Huge shoulder pads. Absolutely. My son and them, even when we watch some of these things, they're like, "Dad, could you even move and all that stuff you had on?" I said, "Well, just wait." I said, "I was pretty quick,
Yeah. Yeah, the jerseys are huge. The sleeves were big and baggy.
Yeah.
And this one, the Texas numbers are massive. They're like 2/3 of the jersey. It's like
all the way on the whole backside.
Yeah.
So we had I believe the guy running the ball here, Lincoln Coleman, Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champion. Lincoln came over to us. Lincoln got his start back in '93 in the Miami Cowboy game, Thanksgiving Day, when it snowed and sleeted like crazy. Lincoln ran for like 85 yards, and he had a connection with Coach Rick Frazier, God bless his soul. And everything, and that's how we got Lincoln up there.
That's incredible.
I think I go to the house here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yep.
There you are. Yep. Look at him go. He is speed. A little hitch route, catch and go, make a guy miss and go.
Those big shoulder pads. I was probably out of breath then.
Yeah, good thing you had the mouthpiece in there. Yeah.
Right, and that's what's crazy too. You do this, and here's a replay of it. You do this, and I'll give the credit of I ran a good route. Not that the guy might have slid outside a little bit and allowed me to turn back in. What you do this now you got to be on the extra point team.
Right.
And so then you're going to come over and get a shot of water, and you're going to turn around and be on the kickoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to go down and you're going to be on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the definite, the true Iron Man. Really, really back in that day, playing that way. And obviously it was neat, but you had the officials that kept track of who was in and who was out. I don't know how a lot of people that know the old, rules of how it was. If you started a quarter, you could come out once. If you did not start the quarter, you played, And then when you were done, you were burnt for that quarter. So there was a lot of going back and forth, with coaches scheming and, different things like that, who's going to play when and everything.
Did they have the specialist rule for the same thing per half at this point?
We had a specialist on the game. So you could have, per game. So if your specialist went out, say he got hurt, you could designate somebody as that specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you couldn't change your specialist each half, so you would have, obviously your quarterback was a specialist. Okay. And then one of your receivers would be, and then on the defensive side, you usually had 2 DBs that were the defensive specialists, and all of that, but it's crazy with the, with the linemen, like, going both ways. And, Texas, they always gave us fits, always.
Yeah.
Whether we played them down there or we played them at home, especially with Clint when he was there and all that. And it's when he got his start here and everything. But yeah, it was in the old turf, man. That old turf was, that stuff was hard.
Yeah, it was maybe a carpet, maybe that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. If you were lucky, just rolled over ice. Some places didn't have time to put the plywood down. They would just roll it out and go. But for the most part, everywhere that we played, I mean, that was a standard of it back then. Right. I mean, there was no, field turf, which, as field turf wasn't even thought of. There's Dalzell with a shot touchdown there. So I think
those numbers are huge.
I know they are huge, aren't they? And even on the sleeves, even on the sleeves there too,
Yeah, I'm like, you can clearly see that number anywhere in the arena. There's
no confusion. You're definitely not going to know who's what number, right?
Yeah.
But
Snow from the World of Football checking in here. Clint Dalzell, that's right. And we got Randy Snow here. Trey, were you even born when this game was played? Randy, how dare you? Of course I was. I was young, but I was born. How dare you?
That is good. Yeah, those were Trey or Randy and them. Remember, obviously, Dalzell and Grand Rapids in 2001, and brought them a championship and all of that. And you guys be patient there in Michigan. Things are coming. Be patient. Well, we're gonna let you know here soon enough. We made sure we did all of our due diligence with everything. So it's going to be a great place.
That's awesome. We got Preston here. Gary Compton, the GOAT. There you go, Gary. A little bit of that. What we got here? Common theme in sport, as we've learned, where the coach goes, so do the players typically. Package deal. Yep, that's speaking on Coach Trigg and bringing you into Milwaukee.
Yeah, kind of back then, but you got to realize, this is kind of before, arena football really took off. And I say took off with the players and pay. We pretty much were, when you went to a team, you were with that team. And that was pretty much it. You didn't have rights to leave or to go somewhere else and all of that, unless the team let you go. But 9 times out of 10, if a coach did leave from a program, he would trade or he would try to get as many players as he could and everything.
Right. Makes sense. Get a good foundation of folks who speak your language and know what you're about.
Yeah. But, you saw, like I said, you did see that a lot where a lot of people went, players followed. And you know what? You see that more and more today in college football now.
Oh, 100%. Ooh, nice little run play there.
Yeah. We had some good stuff with some guy, the guys that we had up front there in Milwaukee. We were always a program where we were good, but we never could get over the hump. We were always fighting for a playoff battle, and then we would get in the playoffs, and we'd always be traveling that first round, and everything. And, I always said if we could have ever gotten a playoff game at home, and everything, what would have been, But I remember in 97 and 98, in the playoffs that we had, we had to go to Albany and play the first round.
Not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think 97, we went up there and played them. And look how big Jilko's shoulder pads are. I mean, that's crazy. And it's like they're this tall,
Yeah. They almost go above the helmet.
And with, and also if you think about it, everybody's got thigh pads on, knee pads, hip pad, everybody's got it all on,
Right.
Nowadays you couldn't get guys to dress like that for the world.
No.
Everybody wants to wear as little as possible to be as fast as possible.
Yeah, they're a little stop motion.
Yeah, a little stop motion. Obviously can't do that anymore.
No.
But I think we used to use that a lot, especially the defensive ends, because they're triggering, they're watching out of the corner of their eye when they're down in a 3-point stance. They're watching, that motion coming. So you'd always try to do that. And Tree used to always tell me, he would always say, hey, get as close to that guy as you can. And I go, I'm not getting as close as I can to that defensive end. They come off right at me. I don't want that.
No, thank you.
Here you go, like a 50-some yard field goal here, Stucker.
Ooh, bombs.
Yeah. Kenny was good for us. Kenny was a good kicker out of Ball State. He played with Milwaukee for quite a long time, and then we ended up together in Tampa in 2003 in the championship season.
Right.
Together and all that. But I mean, even look at his stuff. His shoulder pads are big, huge, and all of that.
Yeah, they made him one size fits all back then.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
53 yards. That
53.
Is insane.
And it's funny, Trey, because you don't see that anymore.
No.
Nobody does it anymore. Everybody, and I don't know if it's guys from, that have come in and have coached the other leagues and everything else. But even way back in the day, we'd be on the goal line, and you're going to kick it, and even at the 10, 15. But a lot of teams now, everybody goes for it now. Nobody plays the possession game anymore. Which is kind of different. Especially with some of these teams that have kickers like they do. The kicker can become a valuable weapon. And especially those nets down there, those are your friend as well, because that ball hits them things, it go anywhere.
Yeah, it's always a treat when I stumble across a little face mask action. It's always a treat when you find a clip of a missed field goal that gets recovered by an offensive lineman who's just running down the field, just trying to cover, and it, like you said, a bar ball ricochets and it just falls right into his lap. It's like, love to see.
Yeah. Absolutely, because like you said, when you kick, you never know what's going to happen. That ball comes off those nets in a crazy way, and on the iron and everything else.
Right, and like I also think it's a bit of a quality issue with the kickers that are in the game now, where it's like, realistically, you look at last year, there's of the 8 teams in the AF1, there was maybe like 3 or 4 that had a kicker that if you trotted them out for a 50, you're like, all right, let's see what happens. But the rest of them, you see the kicker beyond anything 40, you're like, all right, they're just punting this away. This is going directly into the stands.
Yeah, which is true too. So I don't know how that is. I mean, but you think about it, a lot of these guys, that kicked way back in the day here, they were all NFL guys. A lot of them were. So 52, 53 yarders, they're used to all that.
That's what always impressed me about kickers in the arena leagues that were successful. It's like, man, if they're launching 52 yarders with a 9-foot post, they're going to go outside. They're like, this thing is too big. Like, can we make that post a little bit smaller? Like, I remember growing up going to Predators games. Jay Taylor was a kicker for the Orlando Predators, and he was bombing kicks. Like, if they measured the deuce back then, he would have had 100 deuces. Like, it was just every single kick was right down.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was and that's what they all strived for way back then, because that's 58, 60 yards there, and you're talking about, back when, kicking from the 35, that's still 3 yards deep in the end zone as well.
Yeah.
But there was, do you remember, I'll throw this name out, and you may not remember, Luis Zendejas. Do you remember the Zendejases at all? I'm aging myself right now.
You're going deep in your bag. Go ahead.
But there's one of the Zendejas brothers. He kicked in Arizona for the Rattlers, I believe. Luis or Max or one of them was in our league kicking, and you used to have them. I had in '93 and '94 Ian Howfield was kicking for us, who was a kicker for the Houston Oilers. And there was a lot of guys. See that went over the net. When do you see that anymore?
Yeah, you don't see that at all.
You know what I mean? That went completely over the net.
Yeah, if you're gonna miss it high.
Right.
Miss it high. Yeah, Luis Zendejas. Yeah, I see him for Arizona 4 years.
Yeah, absolutely. When Denver,
Marty Zendejas too. Wow.
Yep. When Denver had a team with the Crush, because the air is so light up there, you used to watch the kickers warm up, and they would be kicking the ball completely over the nets in the on the kickoffs, all the way up in the upper deck of the stands. It was so hilarious to watch.
I think I was watching the first ever Crush game on YouTube, and that was the thing where they were talking to the kicker before the game. He's like, I'm not letting a single one of these hit the net. Like, I'm bombing every kick. It's going over the net. And sure enough, every single one just absolutely sailed. Just unbelievable.
Yeah. And, back then, that was a touchback at the 5-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays.
That's encouraged. Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, if you did, if someone did that nowadays, they wouldn't be in our league for long. Right. But nowadays, if you do it because you don't hit anything, it goes to the 20.
Yeah, have to hit that capacity.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's the biggest part of the kicking game is the ball hitting the net, the return, and things like that.
Yeah, you want to encourage the ball up the net too, because that's the iconic part of the game. Yeah.
That's what everybody came to see, and love it. You know what? This is my favorite logo of all time. The goalpost with the arena in and the football.
It's so good. Yeah.
That's I've got, of course, I've got all kinds of footballs in here, but I think I have a football from every era of a logo that we had and all of that. But I like that one. The one in the late 2000s or the middle 2000s, they had the man that had the ball, which was recent with the AFL on it. That one was really cool and stuff. But yeah, it was a neat logo, and how.
I was going to say that one's the inspiration for the Off the Wall logo, and I don't think many people realize that until they like see the old logo and they're like, "Wait, that's why you did that?" I'm like, "Yes, it's all coming together. Like, you're starting to see the vision."
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's funny too because people don't think about it. That's obviously the goalpost as it looks. A lot of people wouldn't know that. With the ball going through it and everything else. Yeah. It's amazing Jim Foster come up with that, And I'll never forget when I was going to go, when I was in Dallas my first year in '92, and, this thing was only 4 years old. Like he got another one.
Oh,
that's, I'm telling you, Stucker had a leg.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because I think that was from in the end zone.
Yeah, he was like 2 yards deep in the end zone. Oh, God. What was it? Penalty on the defense?
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, it must have been a penalty on the defense.
Might have been, because Tides. See if they'll show it again. Holding.
Yeah. Holding. Man, I feel for the kicker there. You just piped a 60-yarder. They're going to take it off the board for a first down.
Right? Yeah.
Crazy. You have to be like, look, I made a 60. I swear it happened.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, because I think, it was close. I think it was close to that. I even think their side is like, what? What are y'all doing?
Yeah, like, why are you taking that off the board? Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like, you got the 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's 2 yards inside. Look at that.
Yeah, that's like a pure 60.
Yeah. Huh.
They knew it immediately.
Yeah, Hamill raises his hands up. Look at that.
Wow, so they made a 60, took the points off the board for a first down. Okay.
Yeah. And I forget. I think we go down a score here. I don't. You better hope we do, right? If you take points
I was about to
off
say,
the board.
you took 3 points off the board. You better go get 7.
Right, yeah. We had some, there's a run, little pop run. That's another thing too that I sit and watch now. And obviously the game's evolved, and I get it. But this game was built on certain things. See, that's just a little pop run, and you get the defensive ends going wide.
It was smooth. It was really smooth.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't run the ball that way anymore. Everything, and I get it too. It's the RPO deal that you see now. But see, like here, like the 49 toss, you never see anybody run this play anymore. And Arizona used to do a great job with this. They would get over there and bring Hunky around and leave Gatewood over on the side, and Bonner would flip around and fake it to Hunky and then throw the screen backside.
Yes.
There was.
I just watched the game not too long ago, and I have the timestamp of that. I'm like,
I think you commented. I think I saw that you commented on that.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. This is so good.
Yeah, but some of the stuff, even down on the goal line, we'll probably see it here, but we used to run a lot of loaded where I would come back in motion, and then the fullback would be the lead guy and coming behind the fullback.
Yeah.
And things. But there's a lot of different stuff that they do nowadays that, you just don't see anymore, and everything else. This kid right here, Skip Stewart, we found him out of junior college.
Oh, wow.
He was a Golden Gloves boxing champion in Texas.
Really?
Yes. 19 years old. And Coach Frazier, who's our defense coordinator here, Coach Frazier had a connection at Cisco Junior College, where Skip was from. And he played 2 years of junior college, and he came up to us. And, the kid he had a lot of talent. I played with, receiver wise, Alvin Ashley, Larry Way Willis, Kerry Simeon, Skip, a lot of those guys that really, really talented guys.
Dude, Alvin Ashley, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute. He was so good. You look at some of his old highlights. He was
man, you know what? And people used to see him and think, man, we're going to break this kid. You could never touch him.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, he was so quick and shaky and all of that. It's neat. I like watching EJ Burt does a deal where he has different people on and all that.
Arena Goat Talk, really good show. Everyone needs to check that out.
Yeah, most definitely. He had Jerry on last week talking about the whole evolution of it. It was a really, really good.
Yeah.
Good one to watch and all that, but it's always nice to get caught back up with with a lot of these guys, because you know how it is in life and everything else. You lose track of everything, and then all of a sudden you shake your head and it's like, wow, man, it's been 25 years. Things like where did it go?
Yeah.
See, even like this. See, look, Greedy, big 42, big defensive lineman run down on kickoffs.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep. Stucker's I'm telling you, he could. And that was that's a live ball.
Yeah.
Back then, that was a live football coming off of that. But it is funny, like you said, it'd be interesting someone to ever go back and register like all the kicks like that and everything and see.
Yeah, who would be the career leader in deuces if going back to
right?
88 or going back to 87, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'd throw a name out there who's probably close as Mike Black.
Okay.
Mike Black used to
Black.
kick it. Mike Black kicked at Iowa, and he was, I mean, it was almost like golden every time he would hit that.
Mm-hmm. Mike Black. Yeah, Charlotte, Iowa, New England,
Yep.
Buffalo, and Tampa. He was all over the place.
Yeah, he was. And he was, now I think he still works for ESPN. He was a spotter for them first and everything with the Saturday crew guys and all of that. But yeah, he was really, really good kicker.
Yeah, he was 178 out of 368. Pretty good for arena. Pretty dang good.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really didn't see like drop kick field goals all that often. Why do you think that didn't happen back then?
You know what? I don't know if it's the guys just didn't want to do it or the coaches didn't even want to take the chance on it.
Right.
Because I think you would, that was almost an automatic, extra point with these guys. I mean, these guys, everything was, they didn't see a whole lot of miss extra points. Now, credit that to whether people were rushing very hard, anything of that. But these guys, I mean, they were pretty true to that. But I don't think I ever saw one my entire time I played.
Yeah, and like I'm looking at Arena Fan now, looking at some of the old stats. Big shout out to Arena Fan for having a historical database for us to look back on.
Right.
But I'm looking at this guy. He attempted 370 field goals, 800 extra point attempts, 0 drop kicks. They just didn't do it. Oh, what a catch! Who'd he find there?
Is that Blackshear?
I think it is Blackshear.
Yeah. He had a crew. He had Blackshear. He had Lloyd Hill, who played at Tech. Rodney played at Texas Tech there too.
Mm-hmm.
I know Chris Ford was. Yeah, I think that is Blackshear. Yep.
I think Blackshear went with Dolezal everywhere for his entire career.
Yeah, he did. Because I think when Clint, if I'm not mistaken, when Clint went to Grand Rapids, Blackshear went to Grand Rapids too.
Yeah, that 2001 squad.
Yeah.
There are worse people to hit your wagon to than Clint Dolezal. So not too shabby. Yeah, as a wide receiver. Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Texas Terror and then Houston Thunder Bears.
Yep.
Those were their two names there.
Another incredible name where I tell people about the Houston Thunder Bears and they're like, that's not real. I'm like, oh, it was real.
Yeah.
It was very real.
The bear with the lightning.
Yep. It's a great logo. I think it's on Royal Retros. They got some of those on there.
Yeah. Royal Retros, just shout out to them too. They do a great job with all their nostalgic throwback stuff.
Yeah. They got
it's neat to go through there and look at things.
Yeah, so a little sneak peek for the folks watching here. Off the Wall might have a little setup with Royal Retros here soon. So stay tuned. More to come on that. So
there you go.
We want you to go to Royal Retros, but not yet. Just time out, go window shopping. Then we can tell you when to go.
Right.
When to hit click. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, DeFelice was kicking for Texas.
Yeah.
He was another great one.
Yeah, he had a cannon. Do you remember? It was after DeFelice. I think when they were the Thunder Bears. Nick Gatto. Do you remember that name?
Not familiar now.
He was a one-armed kicker. He could kick it. Out of the football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Gatto. Wow. What we got here? A little slant. There you go.
No. Well, one-handed catch.
One-handed catch into the wall. So I noticed you're wearing the full sleeves in almost every clip. Was that because you were like, I'm not getting turf rash. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I always did. Since my first time ever playing arena football, I had on a full sleeve always, and always had on full tights. I did not want, because you know how with that turf you get one rug burn and it's there all year long, you know, and it's just miserable to have to try to deal with.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know, we're talking that AstroTurf is like, I always used to tell everybody, it's almost like the old Philadelphia Eagles turf way back in the day. I mean, it was hard as a rock.
Yeah, it feels like the only thing worse than getting the road rash on the turf is getting the road rash on the turf on a spot where you already got the road rash.
Yes.
That's the only thing worse.
Right. And then you're trying to peel the shirt or the leggings off of it afterwards.
No, thank you. Absolutely not. Oh, look at him go. Oh, get in. Oh, so close. Yeah, that little stat right before, you guys were pretty good at running the ball, only behind Orlando back in the day.
Yeah, we did. Well, with Lincoln and Brad Lacombe and some of those guys that we had, you know, we could really run. I know we ran the toss really, really well. The guys up front did a really, really good job with that. But the hard-nosed runners that we had, you know, you had it. And you know how it is too. I mean, even more than anything with, you know, places that have rounded end zones, you know, especially like right now, you get down there, you know, that's hard. You know, now you have the open area. There's the old toss we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne Ware getting in there. Yeah, the rounded end zones are so interesting to me because it literally takes away square footage in the end zone. So
yes.
I always think, like, is there less scoring in fields that have rounded end zones just because there's less room to operate, or does not make a difference if you score, you score.
Hey, you know what? That's a project for you next year.
Yeah,
there you go.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that with the over under on Bettor's Edge. I was like,
oh well, there you go.
Thing to think about, right? But then you think, what teams have the fully square end zones? It's Albany,
right?
So it's like, is Albany scoring all those points because it's fully square end zones, or they just have a high-powered offense?
Right.
So it's like the data gets skewed very easily.
Yeah, which is true too. That's very interesting to think about, though. Rounded versus a squared and the score and all of that.
Especially in Nashville. It feels like that rounding starts at about the 3-yard line. Like it seems like it starts very soon.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that was before. I think we played them 2 weeks before.
Oh wow.
Stopped them there at the end. Yeah.
Game-winning 2-point conversion stop on an ending. Yeah, 59-57 was a regular occurrence back then.
Right. Exactly.
There you are on the kickoff right there.
Yeah, I'm probably trying to catch my breath. I don't know. I might go down and make a tackle here. I never liked kickoffs much at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, look, you know, when you get
drag it down, little horse collar action.
Yeah, Michael James is a DB out of Arkansas. He was Todd Day. You remember Todd Day, basketball player?
I don't know if you remember.
So Todd Day played at Arkansas, came up here and played for the Bucks. And Michael James came out of Arkansas the same year, and Michael James lived with him. Mm-hmm. That was back in the Vin Baker days and the big Glenn Robinson and all of those days here in Milwaukee.
Dwayne Ware.
Yep. He was a good one.
Oh, almost intercepted. Put Dozell.
Oh yeah, over the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the wall is that extra man.
Those are
You know, and that's a see, watch this too, and that's it. And that's another thing there. And like the ball's already thrown completely.
that is
He's
such
like,
a late hit. That is so
right?
late.
Look at that.
Oh, that is unbelievably late.
Walls are undefeated.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
We've seen a lot of crazy things, man, over the years at those walls. It's wild.
Yeah,
Steve Time. So this
Chloe Hotline checking in here. Talked about it a bit on my show. The possibilities around it for square end zone. If you guys don't check it out already, it's Barrel Down, the Kentucky Barrels fan cast. That's the podcast that they're referencing there. So go check out that show. I think they just released an episode yesterday.
nice. Yeah, Kentucky. That's going to be an exciting place.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
They've done a great job there. Coach Walker's obviously, we know his record and everything else being there and all of that, but Corey has done a tremendous job with the community and people that are backing them there, and being basically on the campus there in Northern Kentucky. It's really that was a nice home run for us. Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like it's a good package deal for the team, where like they're getting a, for lack of a better term, an all-inclusive stay with what they're trying to do there. Do you know how that came about, and do we think that could be the blueprint?
Well, you know what, Trey, and it's funny that you say that. Don't know how it came about. I mean, obviously he was looking at downtown Cincinnati, okay, and all of that. But as you start thinking about cost of arenas, and most people don't know, okay, arenas are very costly, especially if you're going downtown. You're talking 60, 70,000 a game. Okay, if you multiply that by 7 games, that's a lot of money. But if you can go to the outskirts where there isn't a lot going on, and then you can get on a campus where they got nothing going on. We've looked at a few things of, hey, there's another one over the net. We looked at things of, hey, could this be a model moving forward? With that, and because you just have so many things that you can do with it, and but yeah, that's a great setup there in Cincinnati, there in Northern Kentucky area. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to see it play out, and the argument I think that can be made is, like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, you should put one in this city, you should put one in this city, and it's like you're fighting for a piece of the pie if you go to Cincinnati or if you go to Cleveland, but you go to like a Northern Kentucky, you are the pie there. Like, you're not a piece of the pie, you are the event there. So it's like you can make it work in that bigger city, but I want to say you're taking the easy way out with doing the smaller one, but you are the event going on. Like, you don't have to fight for it.
You know what? And that is exactly true. And with all the stuff that nowadays is indoors, and trying to find dates of when you can play. People say, oh, well, why not a Tuesday night? Well, I think a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, I can play on a Tuesday night. That's not a problem, but I'm not drawing anybody. Okay. And if I'm paying, or my rent is that outrageous, I want to capitalize on the time frame that I have, because I want to get the most out of it, that I can. And I think maybe, if you really think about it, that's where way back in the day, again, 2001, Arena 2 started. Okay. Where we started, Arena 2 started going to smaller markets and playing in some different places and all of that. So yeah, you can make it work in both places. There's no doubt about that. It's a lot harder in a big city. It really, really is. Especially when you're trying to grow. Now, 2001 to 2009, we could have put it in any city that we wanted to, and it wouldn't have mattered, you know, and all of that. But I think we've done a very, very good job. Oh, there's a block. Yep. See, and a lot of people will say, and that's why we go for it all the time. You know,
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
You know, but then I always say, yeah, you're right. But then if you don't get anything, you're right back there where it was anyways, you know, so.
Right. Yeah. It was just a low kick or was it a high?
Yeah, I think it was a low kick. Looks like it. He's trying to drive it again. Yeah.
He's bombing it from 55. You got to go a little low.
Yeah. But, you know, getting back to what you were saying too, where a lot of people say, oh, well, you ought to be able to put a team in this city, and this city, and this city, and this city, you know, it's just not that easy. You know, it's really, really not. You got to be number one, you got to be strategic in what you're trying to do and how you're setting things up. You know, you got to look at, you know, travel, schedule. You know, you got to look at all of that. And I think that's where Jerry Kurz does such a great job for us. And knowing, and obviously I call him the Godfather because he's been around since day one. But just knowing everything, how it is and what needs to be done.
Right. Yeah. Learn from the mistakes of the past. Don't make the same mistakes again.
Yep.
If you can have someone say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I was just going to say, and there's another toss there, you know, and you see a lot of that down inside the 5 or 6, everybody run the wide receiver toss there. You bring him all the way around and try to pitch and, you know, get him outside. But like I said, you know, nowadays you don't see that anymore. Big Arnold Campbell, that guy right there was something else. He was like one of the original guys. Like he was in 87, 88, like in Pittsburgh and them.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicago area.
Yeah.
And I think he played one more year after this, and then he retired in like 98.
Oh, diving interception.
Yep. You get it?
James. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Dozell's pissed.
Yeah, no, he's mad at Lloyd Hill. Lloyd probably ran the wrong route. Clint's never wrong.
Oh, we got.
Yeah.
Slightly tipped, maybe.
Yeah, Lloyd set it down right there because Lloyd might have saw a hole there. And Clint thought he's going to continue to work over. Dave Ewert, he was another one. Dave had been around forever. Great line coach. I think he started out in St. Louis, was a head coach, and then came to Houston. Or Clinton, or Dave had a good squad there, coaching staffs when he was there in Houston. But again, they were owned by the Rocket management and didn't do a whole lot for them because I think they were 5 years. I think it might have been 5 years in Houston, if that.
Okay. Michael James, second interception of the season. All right, nice little reset. Blocked field goal, get the interception,
right.
Offsetting turnovers. We're good.
Yep. Now go down and score.
Yep. Just go down, make the most of it. 2 tight ends declaring. Oh no.
Yeah. How do you do that, huh? Let's see.
Let's see if the camera picks up both hands going up. No, I just missed it. Dang it.
Yeah. You know what's funny? And you think about it, nowadays, the ref will walk to the line of scrimmage and point and ask who the tight end is.
Uh-huh.
You know, they used to not do that at all. It's you better be right coming out of the huddle.
Yep, they'd let you get the penalty. Now they won't let you snap it until they know who's who.
Right, exactly.
A quick screen motion. There you go. Oh. Just going to war, then nice little helmet tap. All right, we're good.
Right, yeah. And I like that logo. That
It's so good.
Yeah, it was unique. He really, really did a good job with that. And it's so funny because, in here in my office, like 90% of my stuff is Mustang stuff,
Of course, as it should be.
Stuff. But I just look at it, when we wore all purple one game with a purple helmet. That was really, really cool. We wore that like a home opener.
Mm-hmm.
To the left will be in motion, then he's going to block the man covering Stewart. You see it out here.
Yeah, big time hold on the. I don't know about that.
You might have thrown him down.
Yeah, maybe it was a hold.
Maybe.
So Milwaukee will try it again on second down.
All right, second down. Got some motion here. Send it.
And Hamill going for it all. Andrews open.
Oh,
Picked off by Dwayne Ware.
Dwayne Ware's all over him. What a game for Ware.
Yeah, he had a really good game this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he was a good DB.
Yeah, just a little behind him. Just a little bit.
He gets the ball farther, that's touchdown. I asked injured wide receiver from Texas.
What is funny too, and you think, is that we're sitting here listening to Golick talk and all of that, and just thinking of the people that started their broadcasting with arena football.
100%. It's crazy to go back and look at some of these broadcasts.
Lee Corso.
Yes.
Corso's done this. Golick's done it. I think the best of all was when we had Musburger and doing the arena bowl.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool.
Was it? Is it? It's either Charles Davis, right? Yeah, Charles
Yes.
Davis. He did a ton of games.
Charles Davis, yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing NFL games. Like you go back and watch, it's like, look, that's Charles Davis. He hasn't aged a day. Like, look at.
Yeah, I know, right? He hasn't at all. I know, it's crazy. Then you had Ari that did them. You had Eli that did them. I mean, there was just so many different people, that would do these. And it's so funny too. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised. This game here, they used to run a lot of tape delay and all that because they would not, because they couldn't broadcast it live. So this would come on like at 10 o'clock after the game was over, and they would run the broadcast of it. So things like it'd be funny too because you would be, you would get, I don't know, David. You would get done playing and then, be, out eating, bar, whatever, and you're rewatching the game again.
On TV.
Yeah, right.
That's incredible. Yeah, David lowered his head there. We're not afraid of contact.
Yeah, David was a good player.
There's an interesting question up here. I want to get your thoughts on, see if I can find it. From our guy Adam Snow. How hard is Gary pushing for a Milwaukee AF1 team? What's that looking like?
You know what? I really would like to get one. When there was a deal that popped off 2 or 3 months ago, J.J. Watt had a Milwaukee Mustang shirt on. You remember seeing that?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a moment. I was like, all right, here we go.
And somebody reached out to me immediately, and I've met JJ a few times, and somebody had said, hey, JJ needs to get a team, in Milwaukee there. And the problem you have here, and probably not so much now, you wouldn't want to play at the Pfizer because it would cost so much money.
Right.
But the old Mecca Panther Arena now is what it's called. When we left Milwaukee in 2001, because they were doing renovations at the Bradley Center, we could not go over to the Panther Arena because the confines of the way it was built, because it wasn't built for hockey yet, we could not play. The nets ended up being like 4 rows in the stands and all of that. So that's really what made Milwaukee disperse out of here, because, we couldn't play at the arena anymore. But now they're, they have hockey there and everything else. And it's a perfect fit, for there. So who knows? Maybe I'll scrape around and see some. I'd love to be able to bring one back. That's what made me.
Of course.
When I left Milwaukee, obviously playing, and I went to, Indianapolis and then Grand Rapids and all of that. We came back here in 2009 when AF2, Milwaukee Iron were coming back, and I was the head coach, general manager there. That's what brought us back here to Milwaukee.
Okay.
Like I said, it's such a, the fans here, I think they would love it, and everything else. So who knows, man? Maybe I'll keep my eye and ear out for someone and see what we can do there.
Yeah. If I'm remembering this correctly, when you were coaching, who did you have on the defensive side of the ball for when in Milwaukee? Was it Walker, Coach Walker,
No.
or was that in Bakersfield?
Well, I had Walker and Corey Stone in Bakersfield. Right,
That's okay.
Yeah, we had just retired, and all three of us coached, and we made it to the championship. We were 9 seconds away from making it all the way. We're in Spokane playing, and we had put together a pretty good team. Yeah. And we were there playing. I had Bobby Pesavento as my quarterback that played at the University of Colorado. And we scored with like 17 seconds left, and I was like, we got this. And we kick off, and they run a play. They get to the midfield at like 8 seconds left. And I tell Walker, I said, if you're going to play man, I said, Virgil is going to run the post, and we all know it. And they come in high motion, and he goes corner, and the DB turns, and he goes right to the post, and they throw it, and the horn goes off, and he slides and makes a catch, and we lose by 4 points.
Oh. You knew it was happening, couldn't do anything to stop it.
We knew it was coming, and everything else. But him, I'll never forget him, Corey, and I were like, man, this coaching arena football, this is easy.
Yeah.
But then Said went on. Said was with Bob Lancey in Green Bay.
Uh-huh.
And all of that. I'm trying to remember who I had now. You're gonna, I may have to look this up.
All right, we'll look it up. We'll follow up on that. Yeah, I remember doing some. I think I was doing some research on Coach Walker when I had him on the podcast, and I was like, "Huh, him and Compton were back in the day."
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I gave him his first coaching job.
Yeah.
And he was, like I said, he was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I say it all the time, but seeing tape of him as a DB running around the field, unbelievable.
I tell you what, we used to do some battles with them, with Arizona, because we always played Arizona like twice a year, right. And it seems like we always got them or Albany in the playoffs.
Right.
And we went down there and played them and everything. Yeah, Said would. Everybody, just tell everybody, and you look at him now and you don't think it. Boy, I tell you what, he would knock your block. He would knock your block off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some hits I see. I'm like, oh, who was that? Of course, it was Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got 9 seconds here. That's plenty of time for Dilzell.
Yeah, right.
Laser. No, incomplete. All right. Yep. 5 seconds. Probably get to midfield. Try a field goal.
Probably.
Bernard Holmes was another guy. As I'm watching these old games, I'm like, he was a baller. Like he had some really, really good games for the Florida Bobcats, and he was really good.
I think, golly, I mean, when you start talking about it, with Eddie and Barry and, Greg Hopkins that played at Albany, Shaq Snyder there in Arizona, Chris Jackson that played in LA. I mean, we had some dudes that could play, and it was so funny too back then and all that, because there were a lot of guys that played on Sundays that were playing this. Because they were trying to get back. And I remember Kelvin Kinney Kelvin Kinney, you played with us in Tampa, played in Detroit with the Detroit Fury. Kelvin played arena football and then flipped and went to the CFL, played the CFL season, and then came back and played arena football, played in 40-something straight games. Yeah.
In a calendar year of what, a year and a half?
In a year and a half, yeah.
God, that's insane. I don't remember the player of the team. I'll have to find it, but there was one where they showed a similar stat to that. Oh, spraying a water gun at the players?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? He stole the water gun. What is going on here? All right. Open challenge to any AF1 team. Have the mascot spray the opponent with a water gun. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, right.
let's see what happens. But there was a similar player who played in the NFL, I think did arena, and then played like NFL Europe. It was something where it's like over the span of 2 years, he played in 4 leagues and won 3 championships. It was something absurd. Like,
isn't that crazy?
You gotta be exhausted.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how does your body, that's the other part. I mean, not even that, just the travel and, like you said, the upkeep and, I don't know, there's no way. Because, you think about it, you were given, you're giving everything you got, See, like, looky here. So go back there. Saturday night, 12 a.m. See, so tape delay game. Yeah, midnight on the Deuce. You can watch it. You can watch arena football. But hey, it was better to have it on at midnight tape delay than not to have it at all, right?
That's true. Yeah, you got to take it. Yeah, midnight on the Deuce. Let's go. Oh, all these old commercials are great.
Oh, man, right?
Well, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here. We got very special guests on the program. We've got Gary Compton, former Milwaukee Mustangs wide receiver and current director of football operations in AF1. We're watching the Milwaukee Mustangs at the Texas Terror 1997 season, week 7 for you historians out there. So shout out again to Arena Football TV on YouTube for having the game. Very cool that he was able to unearth this one for us. And go give them a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And while you're doing that, make sure you're doing the same on this channel, on this video, sharing it with a friend, joining the chat, become part of the conversation, follow on socials, all of the things and stuff. And this second half is setting up to be a good one. Skip ahead here. Here we go. Yeah, Texas Terror. I was gonna say Texas Terror is a brand where I think their first year they were just horrendous. Like I think they went like 0-11 to start it, and their game, their first win ever was electric. We might do a future turf tapes of it. It was just an incredible back and forth game. But they're one that's like they finally seemed to get it together in this second year, and they were a pretty competitive team. Yeah,
they were, and they had they did a really, really good job of recruiting with some players. And obviously, like I said, though, it all starts at the quarterback. I mean, when you got a quarterback that can play, and this is, obviously when Clint was, first coming out, he was with us in Milwaukee, 95, 96. And then, he goes to here, I think till 2001, I believe. And then he goes to GR, wins. And then we all know what happens after that, going to Dallas and having a great career and everything else and Philly and stuff. But, there was, and I'll tell you what, and that's another thing, you start talking about quarterbacks in this league, with some of the greats and, looking at that with, Tony Graziani and, Pat O'Hara and Bonner and, all those guys, Mike Pawlowski and all those guys there, some really, really good quarterbacks. And a lot of them spent time in the NFL, and everything. So it was, back in the day, though, with this, all this was where, as it is now, we're just trying to get film and we're trying to get it out there because we're trying to go somewhere else. That's what it's all about, and I commend a guy like, Coach Ware in Albany and, everything to have his players. And, that just shows the type of recruiting that he's done and have his players going to the UFL and go to the CFL, because that's what it's all about. It's an opportunity for these kids, and, that want to try to do it and continue to play and, be glad we have these avenues for them.
Yeah, play inside to get back outside.
Yeah, right. Well,
I want to see this play with the running back. He wheels out.
Let's see. So he goes. Yeah. So what this play is, and here again, teams don't run this play anymore. So what this play is what you're going to see, the tight end release.
Yep.
And the fullback come to the flat. So what you're doing is, and this is going to be me. So I'm the linebacker right here. You're going to put me in a bind. Okay. I either got to cover the tight end or I got to cover the fullback. So obviously when Clint sees this, I was splitting both of them. Okay. Right. So he really couldn't throw it, but then I had to take the tight end, and that's what allowed Chilcote then to come out wide and then go across the field when Clint was scrambling. See, and then I come off late trying to get him, but
trying to get him, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's little stuff like that where it's like using that tight end, using the running back as more than just a blocker. It's like you don't have to do it every play, but you got to make it a threat. Like you just got to remind them that it's a possibility.
Yeah. There's and again, there's so many things. I always said it'd be fun for me to go back and start coaching again.
Yeah.
Because of just all the things that I know, and wouldn't be, and like I said, it wouldn't be so much of, I wouldn't reinvent the wheel, because realistically, I don't know what that wheel is. You know what I mean? I know what this is, and all of that, to see, this game was made for this, and it was for you to be able to utilize. Now the defense has changed a little bit. Back in the day, as you see, the jack linebacker could only stay in that box.
Right.
Nowadays he can roam sideline to sideline from the 5-yard area, and that changes up a little bit of things you can do. But I go back and look at some of the stuff I would do. It'd be like, there's no way they would never be able to run this against me, because I would just do this to it. It would, take it away. So that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the little things about the arena game that just make it so unique, and it's just a nice reminder of like, oh yeah, the big 300-pounder can go out for a pass too.
Right. So and it's funny that you said that. I don't know if you saw the clip. Did you see the clip this week of the defensive lineman from Texas Tech on the tip ball running?
I didn't. It sounds like I need to though.
Look at it. So I coach this kid at high school.
Okay.
And he went to NIU and everything, and then we landed a great NIL deal for him at Tech.
Awesome.
But he tips a pass, and he goes 55 yards to the house. He was at 19.5 miles per hour running. At 296, at 296. Yes. Yeah. That's another good one right there, Chris Ford. Chris was really, really good. Spent some time in Orlando, and then came to Houston and all that.
A little knuckleball action.
Yeah. So now I think, let's see now. So in the day-to-day, we would put this at the 20. If I'm not mistaken, that rule still stands, but let's make sure here. It might go to the 5.
Yeah, because if you clear the net above, it goes to the 5. But if you miss the net entirely,
I think if you miss the net entirely on the outside, it should go to the 20.
Yeah, let's see.
As soon as we get Chris off screen here.
Nice 90s Looney Tunes shirt here.
Yeah, right.
The Tasmanian Devil tee. Let's go.
Chris, your impressions of your teammates in the first half. I think they're doing great. Once again, the offense is always led by Clint.
Yeah, so he had 11.
Yeah, at the 20.
Yeah,
there it is.
Big plays. We're still getting beat in the secondary a little more than we'd like, but as long as our offense,
there you go.
we'll be all right.
Hamill and I played together 92 through 99.
Wow.
He was
Long
my
time.
quarterback, and it was so funny because he knew where I was going to be, and I knew what he wanted to do all the time.
Right.
And people used to ask us, he would put a ball in a place, and I would go get it, and like, how do you guys know? And just like, it's one of those things for just working with each other for so long.
Yeah, you have a weird connection.
Knowing what your quarterback's going to think as well.
Oh, nice little pump fake and jump ball action. Yeah, Dwayne Ware. Jeez, all over the place.
Yeah. Would be player of the week for this game.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's had 4 picks. Yeah, he was number 2 in the AFL at that time.
He should have came down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, still probably should have caught that. All right, what we got? Second down here.
Yeah.
Second 10. Oh, gang tackle. Good Lord, late.
There goes a flag.
Oh, nice little.
Look at the coach.
Here.
Look at the coach in there. Yeah.
Coach is getting in the mix.
Yeah, I think we're all in there. I'm in there too.
Didn't like the echo of the whistle hit there into the wall.
Yeah.
Coach looked like he could throw some bodies around. He looked like
Dave was a big dude.
Yeah. Let's see.
I was going to see. So it's good there. Oh, I think it was the ball. Well, maybe the ball. I don't know what. Some started it, but we had a little fisticuffs there.
Yeah, it looked like he was pinned against the wall, and then he just took a little extra liberties on that one. Took a free shot. Yeah, look at that. Bunch of Texas boys on this Mustangs team.
Yeah, Trigg. That's Trigg. I mean, you look at it, they were all Stan Petrie played with me and Fort Worth. Lincoln played with me in Fort Worth. David Andrews played with me in Fort Worth.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, go back and look at the spider web of players and where they played. It's not as complicated as you think. It's follow the coaches. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, and I think too, obviously, like you said, way back then, when you get a good squad together, because no one leaves, they all stay. So that's why Tampa was so good all the time. Orlando, San Jose, Arizona, and them, because they kept that same squad, Yes, absolutely.
Oh, let's go back, see if we can hear the play call here.
Let's go two-sided, right, 60 Z-go.
All right, so we're going to go. Yeah, so we're going to go standstill Z-go here. So if I'm to the right here, which I should be, I'm going to go to the flats immediately. He's going to work the corner. He's going to look at the corner. If the corner jumps me, then he's going to throw to this guy in the motion. If the corner stays off, he should throw to me. But if they're man-to-man, then it's got to be a winner there. Yeah, and then he comes across there and gets it.
Nice. Nice little jump ball there. Or not jump ball, but only he could get it there.
Yeah.
Good throw by Hamill.
See, I think, Trey, we've been talking about this too. That's where we're going to look at miking up, having that people to be able to draw it in the house and hear what's going on. We used to have that, the quarterback or the receiver and a DB, you'd have each side of the ball for each team mic'd,
right.
And everything. And then obviously the coaches are mic'd. You can hear everything. The refs used to wear a GoPro on the hat, and everything to be able to. Fans like that stuff. They like to see, what's inside of the game. I may not know what two-sided 60 Z-go is, but you know what? I'm going to watch it and look at it and be like, oh, that's kind of cool.
You're going to learn, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that, like I said, we want to do and, continue growing, obviously. And a lot of good things are happening, and we're very, very excited about the 2026 season for sure.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good one with some good returning teams, and like you said, we've got Michigan,
Yep.
wherever that may be. That's going to
Yep.
be on the horizon. Ooh, having trouble. Oh, okay, having a little trouble fielding that one. Being a part of, like a couple or upstart teams in your career, what would be some advice that you would pass on to some of these new expansion teams that are getting started in AF1 for the first time in 2026?
I think the biggest thing is you got to hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get boots on the ground immediately. You got to get out. You got to get to all your schools immediately. You got to get out in the community, start spreading the word about everything. You want to start getting your Chamber of Commerce, and all of that. Because what does that do? That brings in all of your people for your sponsors, right? So now we're getting public awareness of it. Okay. And how do we do that? Nowadays is, how soon could I get a couple players up to my new location? Get my players out in the community, start letting them, understand that every day, whatever it may be, have a player someplace, somewhere. Okay. Right. We used to do this up here in Milwaukee, and I thought it was great. We would take our PR people were fantastic. They would take every player on Tuesday after practice, and they would put them in an elementary school for 1 hour. So you think about that, we got 25 players in 25 different elementary schools, right? Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden, I'm giving, 100 kids a free ticket. Okay. Right. Well, with that free ticket, what do they got to do? Mom and dad got to come to the game, right? So mom and dad got to buy that ticket. So that one ticket just turned into 3 for 100 kids at 25 schools. I've just brought in 3,000 or 4,000 people just by going to a school one day a week.
Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah.
Exactly. So you gotta, kind of think that way. Then, on the football side of it, I think you got to get a good quality coach. Okay. And I think you got to get players that can make an impact immediately.
Right.
Because, as anything else, we all know it's all new and everything. Okay. And all of that. But if things don't go well, that newness will wear off in a hurry. And then people be like, oh, yeah, you know what? They're just, whoever. Maybe we'll go another time. Right. So we want to definitely keep them engaged and all that. And I think that's, where we're at and where we're going and what we're going to be able to do.
That's awesome. Here we go. We got a bomb from DeFelice.
Knock
it in.
Wow. Off the iron.
Yeah,
is it 55?
Yeah.
A lot of, that's, what is that, like the third or fourth one from the 50s?
Yeah. We got 52, a 53, and a 60 that got wiped out.
Yeah, 33, 31.
Got a kicker's duel. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh, look at him. He just hyped it.
53-yarder. And had plenty of room.
God, that thing could have gone 63.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Crazy legging that one. Did you ever do any kick returns?
Yes, I did. And 99, we're playing San Jose, and I'm returning kicks against them. And I did that in like 3 other games. I'd always wanted to do it. But, you're kind of always, it's always great to say you want to do it till you get down there and you start really feeling, what's happening. But, I loved it. I thought it was really, really neat.
Yeah.
It takes a special person, though, because you got to know how to do things with it and all that, because if not, you're not going to last very long.
You got to be brave too.
And brave, right? Especially with your back against 8 guys running down the field.
Right. And these aren't 8 DBs running at you. Like no. There's some defensive linemen running down.
Yeah, exactly. And all they want to do is they want to see the ball hit the ground, so it gives them a little bit extra time, and then want you to pick it up, and then they'll destroy you.
Yeah, then they'll crush you. Yeah. They're just doing some head hunting.
See, look at that, 43 yards a game we rush the ball for. I mean, that's, in the outdoor games, that's equivalent to about 125 yards a game.
It's the length of it's the
Yeah.
full length.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's like that sets up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd argue it sets up even more in the indoor and arena game than it does in the outdoor game, where you just have
Absolutely.
a moment of pause for the linebackers or the defensive line or even the
Yes.
secondaries, peeking into the backfield. Just that one moment can be like you could have a guy streaking down the sideline instantly.
Mhm.
That one moment of hesitation.
I bet you we probably run it 8 and 9 times and through probably 2 or 3 screens right now.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, here's another screen. You know,
Yeah, I love a good play action right into a screen. That's
yeah.
the good stuff.
But again, you know, like I said, a lot of coaches nowadays, I mean, it's, you know, I don't know, to me, like I said, this is all I know, you know, and everything else. And, you know, and I've been to plenty of training camps and I've listened to coaches during training camps, you know, and watched their philosophy of everything and really enthralled by what they're thinking, you know, and everything else, because it is different, you know, than what I knew. And, but again, at the end of the day, it becomes a game of matchups. That's all it is you're trying to find the best matchup. And that's what you're trying to do.
See, look, a little 4-yard chunk. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a massive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, easy.
Easy money.
Yeah, what happened? Didn't even look like the DB was near him.
Straight man coverage, and that middle, I tell you what, that middle position, man.
That's tough.
Especially when they put you on an island and you're man to man, and that guy, and I've got to work 27 and a half yards of the field. So he backpedals inside, and it's just easy money right there.
Yep, he was terrified to get beat inside.
And David probably had a read on this. If he backpedals inside, I'm going to go directly to the sail route. If he plays me head up or inside, then I'm probably going to the post. And Todd's just reading off of that, you know, where he's at. And that's what made Todd so good for so many years was, you know, he would be able to read the DB and exactly know, and you had to be on the same page with him.
Yeah.
You know, with that.
Yeah, the defensive specialist playing that center field role, it amazes me. Like you gotta have a very positive mentality there, because if you get beat 8 times out of 10, that could be a successful day if you just stop on those 2 times, right? So
yeah, Trey in 93, 92 maybe. I'm playing the middle safety and playing offense.
Oh God.
And we go to Sacramento to play Sacramento Attack. And me and this guy are back and forth. I score on him, he scores on me. I score on him, he scores on me. You know, but just the thing, you're playing the middle and you're also playing offense, you know, and like, you know, there's no, and for everybody that don't know that, if you're the middle safety, you have to be the defensive specialist, because there's no way you can do that. And a lot of times what they do is you'll take the middle safety, and then you'll take the strong side defensive back, which would be number 6 here. Those are going to be your 2 DSs. And we're going to play the 2-way guy on the backside, because we'll let the jack help the backside, because 9 times out of 10, he's tired or whatever, and double team out of that and give him a break, because that's where your weakest link is.
Yeah. So let the specialist cover the most real estate there.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you ever envision a scenario where like a defensive specialist could be a defensive lineman for a team, like, or
you know what? Well, you know what? Nowadays, Trey, because there is no substitution rules anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, back in the day, could you have that? Probably. You know, but you think about it. Most of the way everybody took this vision is, I'm going to build myself with offensive linemen I'm going to teach them how to rush defensively.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because it's harder to take a defensive lineman and teach him how to pass block. Okay. So sometimes you will get, like, for instance, here with us, or Ralph Jarvis, number 93, if he's in, and Ralph may be up top or down below, or he may be out. He was a pure defensive lineman for us. Okay. So what coach would do is coach would start him on defense. Okay. And then coach would pull him out and let the offensive lineman go offense, defense, offense, and then put him back in the game on defense. And then he may get one series on offense, but he would get more of the defensive side than he would the offensive side. That's kind of how you did the whole rotation part of it. And you tried to bracket a lot of your handicaps that you would have, with guys and all of that.
Yeah, the substitution, there was an entire strategy with that. Like, I don't think people realize some of the strategy that went into that.
And Lord, if you get a player go down, the whole substitution is thrown out 100%, And now you're trying to figure out how do I do this? And I just lost one guy, especially because we had 20. There was no international back in the day and all that. We had 20 players. And if you lose one of them, it would I was thinking, seeing what that was. If you lose one of them, it definitely hurts, especially on the offensive lineman side.
Right. Yeah, I reference the Predators a lot because that's what I grew up watching. But E.J. Burt, speaking of E.J. Burt earlier, he was another one where he was like a bit undersized for the offensive lineman, but he was an absolute force on the defensive line where he would edge rush so well. And I think Orlando really focused on that. Like, you think back to like Greg White, who ended up going to the NFL, Styles G. White. He was an absolute terror on the edge. So it's like, even in the same position, there were so many different ways you could approach it personnel wise. It's just so fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And, and nowadays more than anything, as we talk about it, I'm still a firm believer of the Ironman rules. I think that's what makes the game. I think that's what separates it from everything. But we all know nowadays and all that guys are very specialized. Okay. You're not going to have guys, some of them say they can do it and everything else, but you really don't have guys that can play both ways. That's just almost of the past, So I get it with the new, I call it the new rules, but the rules that they have now that, we just got 21 players and you play somewhere you want to. Now, if you've got a guy that can play both ways, all that does is help you with, somebody else and, and what I want to do, So this thing's going to go back and forth, I believe. I forget what the score ends up being. I'm sure you probably know, though, don't you?
It was a lot to a lot, I can tell you that.
Right? Because I think it's 40. It's going to be 41-40 after the extra point here.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a tight one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here.
I think it's 40-37 maybe? No, yeah. So going for 2, make it a 1. I don't know about that. Oh, he threw it off the net. Oh, was that intentional?
We would tell the quarterbacks when you're down there because they can't, they can't return it back. Okay, but you can catch it off the net. That if Dudson's there, throw it off the net. And a lot of people don't know this either. That let's say the last play of the game. Okay, and this is what's so funny. And again, Trey, I never see this. Okay, we're in a one possession game. It's 3 points or whatever it may be. I'm at the 10. If I throw it off the catch net, right? Okay, in the middle. I throw it off the middle catch net. Because what is he going to do? When the ball hits the net, it's going to dribble down, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the ball hits the net, there is no pass interference. It's all bets are off.
Really? Wow.
So you can grab, pull, do whatever you want to. So what a lot of teams would do is, with the DBs and all of that is, they would drop them back And then what you would do is you would get 3 receivers to one side, but you would send one guy immediately to get down. You would have a guy that would follow, and what his goal would be when he follows is to take out as many guys as he can. And then you have the trailer coming behind, and you hope that, but we would practice this, in the arena and all of that. And you don't see that anymore at all. I don't even know, people even think of that. But yeah, that's another one as well.
Yeah, you're running a Hail Mary, but it's very by design. Only one person is catching this ball. Everyone else has a role.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Bernard Holmes with that touchdown catch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bernard was good. He was good.
Oh,
he dropped it. Yep.
I think where
again?
What a day.
I would hope that he got Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
Especially with what he was doing on special teams too, returning kicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 13 PBUs on the year. He ended up having 6 interceptions. All over the place.
He should have caught it, though. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he just barely got there, yeah.
And that wall starts creeping in on you.
Yeah, it seemed like the wide receiver was feeling the wall. He felt it coming.
Yeah.
Got little alligator arms there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. Look at you go. Seems like you're feasting on the medium yardage stuff.
Yeah. That's where I lived.
Yeah.
Well, look how young Dalzell looks there, huh?
Uh-huh. I was ripping some cards. I think you might have saw on X.
Yeah.
Ended up getting a Dalzell.
Did you really? Where did you get those at?
So I got them on eBay. Some guy had a couple packs and he was selling them on there, and I messaged him.
Really?
Yeah, I got them for pretty cheap, and I was like, all right, let's roll.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool. I was going to show you. So we had, I'll get these out here. So I don't know if you can see them or not, but these were like 1998 cards that we had from the Mustangs. Yeah. So they
team edition.
They came as team sets and all that. Yeah, it was pretty
cool. That's sweet. Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of team issued sets out there floating around. But only the 2 years of the upper deck ones in 05 and 06.
Oh, okay, 05 and 06.
Yeah, those are 2 years where they had the league wide ones. I got a pack of the Predators. I think it was 90. I'll say it was 98. The 98 Predators with Pat O'Hara, Connell Maynor, Wagner, of course, Damon Mason. Just so many.
Oh wow, yeah.
Roster.
Yeah, they were loaded.
Yeah, it was Kenny McIntyre's rookie year too, so that was before he just became an absolute
wow.
All right, here we go. Throw you in motion here. Little lead block action.
Yeah. See it running the toss to the short side of the field. Where. Like I said, though, we had good running backs. So we had Jeff Savage there, 25. We had Brad Lacombe, 48, and we had Lincoln Coleman, 44. Mm-hmm. And those 3 guys were all running backs in college, and so they could tote the rock.
So what's the thought process with running it to the short side?
You know what? I probably here just trying to look at numbers. So it could be. Maybe Coach Triggs saw where the defensive line was lined inside. Okay. So that's an easier, especially if you're running the toss, that's an easier block then for the tight end to just hook the guy. So I'm coming around, right? So I'm like you said, I'm like an extra lead blocker because that DB really isn't going to, the DB, if you watch it, as it come over, see, he's really not even going to be in the picture.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get around there. And all that, see, because the defensive line, see how he gets him hooked immediately?
Yeah, 12 set the edge here.
Yeah, and then 12's going to set the edge there. So if he sets the edge and he gets that block, see then when then we're getting out of the house there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always maddening to me to see the run to the short side, but I'm like, all right, I get it. You had to have seen something to make it worth it.
Right. But like you said, though, I mean, we we ran the ball. We run the ball a lot. Like I said, 12, 15 times,
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like the more you do it, the more impactful it gets, because it's like the first couple runs, it seems like you get some good returns.
Yeah.
The runs 5, 6, 7, 8, you might not get as much, but then once you hit 9, 10, 11, that's when you start to get the rewards again.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said too, you keep that defense honest, and they're not pinning their ears back.
They have to account for it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I love this whole fake toss counter play. Especially you get the jack linebacker really flying. That's what you're hoping, because they're in man coverage. See, and you're trying to release the tight end. The tight end's trying to release up on the jack immediately, because you're all going this way like you're running the toss. And if he gets that jack blocked right there, he probably walks in.
Yeah, he just bypassed it. Like, he didn't even care about that defensive lineman.
Yeah,
like, you are not.
Yeah, because he's going to be out of the play.
There's so many unique ways you can run the ball.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't have to be a straight up running back dive.
No, not at all.
There's so many things you can do.
Yep. I think
delay.
Yep. And we used to run a play too. See, there you go. Look tonight, 55 yards rushing.
Yep. That's a lot. A lot of yardage.
And running it right there. But we would run a play where we would offset the fullback, because everybody knows that if people don't know, usually the tight end goes to one side, raises his hand, the fullback will go opposite. So what we would do is we would run, we called it S flat R delay. So the fullback's going to the flat, okay? Because usually you're catching the Mac rushing. Now you have the jack in a bind, because if the jack goes to cover the flat guy, the tight end flips around for the screen. If the jack stays there, and then he throws the ball right to the fullback. So you can't be right in either way there.
Yeah.
Again, I never see that either,
Right, yeah.
We are damn well making sure we're going to get in running the football, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to punch it in here.
I'm sure we're running it again.
Yeah, I love seeing the different techniques over the years of using that tight end and running back and putting that linebacker in an unwinnable situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like whatever you choose, you lose. And that's
correct.
That's an incredible bind to put people in.
Yep.
God, a 6-inch line.
Yeah. I would be shocked if we threw it.
Oh, they tried to run Hamill? Oh, yeah, he got in.
Yeah. Yeah. So we ran the strong side loaded.
Almost the exact same play
Hamill almost tripped and didn't get it.
Yeah. See, because nine times out of 10 down there, what you get is you get both ends pinching in the A gaps, and you get both linebackers scraping in the B gaps. So you want them, and that's why we would run the loaded there, because then that guard would just wash the defensive end down, and then the fullback would come off of him and block the linebacker, and you're in scot-free.
Yeah, get in easy.
Now see here, so you get it, so you score, right? So then J-Bone here gets a personal foul. Trigger's going to go for 2, and I think, let's see what he does here. I think we end up, does he kick it or does he go for it here? Well, he didn't go for it.
But if you're yapping too much, they're going to throw the flag on you.
Yeah, Hamill's out there, yeah. Going for it. Well, no, he could be the holder.
No, did they? No, yeah, he's kicking it.
Yeah, kicking.
So they're going to get it. So they're forced after the kickoff. So this makes it 47-37.
Right. Yeah. 10-point game now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kick it. Make it 8-3, 2 possession.
Yeah.
Mike Golick days back in Cleveland, don't they?
There you go, Stucker. Easy.
So 10-point game.
Yeah, what was it?
5 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Enough time for 28 points scored.
Yeah, still in eternity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We were
Both teams
playing.
almost hitting double digits. Yeah.
We're playing Columbus in '93 in Dallas. We're down 20 points with 1 minute to go, and we win by 1. So we had the ball right. We scored.
Yeah.
Okay. We onside kicked and got it. We drove down and scored. Okay. Then we onside kicked, didn't get it. So there were 14 seconds left. We had 1 timeout. And all they had to do was run the ball. They tried to run a toss, and the running back fumbled it, and our defensive back picked it up or ran in and dove in the end zone when the horn went off, and we won by 1.
Look at this drive.
Yeah. 11 plays. 40 yards in 8 minutes. How about that, huh? That, you know what? And it's funny as you say that, Trey.
Oh,
that may be the longest time possession in arena football history. 8 minutes.
That's so long.
Wow. That is
God. 8 minutes.
8-minute drive. There's 5 minutes left.
Fourth quarter. Yeah.
Right?
God. Trig, you madman. When you do it 3-4 yards at a time, and then you got Gary Compton running over the middle. There it is.
11 plays.
11 plays.
Still, though, 11 plays, that's a long time.
That's a lot, yeah.
You know? But now you make them have to hurry. Like you said, though, 450 is still an eternity.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
And especially playing against Clint.
Oh.
He's going to do the same thing. He's just going to take what we're giving him.
Mm-hmm. Understand you don't need it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you start playing the timeout, onside kicks game, and all of that stuff.
However, for Texas at the Milwaukee 10. Holmes again, the motion man.
Oh, wow, what a catch.
Yeah, Bernard. Now the pressure is back on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bernard Holmes, look at him. 6'4", 210.
That was a good throw. I still think he's going for 2. Is he? No, he's kicking it.
Make it a 2-point game?
47-44, right? Because it was 10?
40, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 47-44. Yeah, but before they chased points when they were down 3.
Yeah, you're right.
They went for 2.
Yeah.
Might chase points a little too early there.
Too early? Yep.
Skip ahead here. Look at that mascot.
I know. You see, look.
Big old Frankenstein. Look.
The
Texas Terror. What a brand.
Right. You know, over the years, we've had some really, really cool names of places.
Yeah.
You know, Charlotte Rage. It's another good one. You know, gosh.
Yeah, there's a ton of good ones. I think that's a part of the allure of the sport is that, like, it kind of has that minor league baseball feel to it where it's like it's a little whimsical but also fun at the same time. Like it's not taking itself like way too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, we had the Miami Hooters.
Yeah,
you know,
the Miami Hooters.
Yeah, the Miami Hooters. Yeah. Jim Jensen playing quarterback.
Mm-hmm. The Voodoo, the New Orleans Voodoo. The New
Yeah, the
Orleans
Voodoo.
Knight.
Yep,
A
yep.
couple of good ones.
50 if you'll hold them to 49, well, you're almost there. Pleased the way things are going so far tonight offensively?
Yeah, pretty pleased. I just hope we get one more chance, one more series.
He just wants a chance.
All right, Clint, hang on with us one sec. We're going to watch the play come back right to you.
See, you would think after the last drive, they're not even going to get the ball back.
Right, yeah. Free play, too. Oh, almost got it.
D-Ware again.
Texas a back up there, a couple here. Little extra zing in the throws tonight, a little more jump in the fire.
Oh yeah, we've already exchanged words with the general manager tonight. You know, nothing real bad, a little competitive.
The important thing though, tonight sets you up for a legitimate playoff run, does it not?
Sure, this is our tough stretch right now. The last 3 games we played, I think we're going to come into a little easier schedule. Of course, no game's easy in this game, so if we can get a win tonight, I think we'll be on a roll.
All right, Clint, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the remaining 250 in the game.
Thank you.
Boy, Clint.
Texas on an infraction. One of their linebackers breaking the plane of the defensive line.
1st and 7.
Access to Dan Marino in the third quarter.
Was that back when offsides was a 3-yard penalty?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I get it. Half the field, half
Right,
the length.
yeah,
But it just
with
makes
that-
for some weird math.
It is just odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Game and have access to Dan Marino in the third quarter. Dan, put the headphones on. Hamilton throw. Skip Stewart open.
Oh, Skip. Easy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Hamill's feeling himself.
Yep. So I think that's like 6 for him.
And on returns, unfortunately, the last 2 scores for Milwaukee, he's been on the wrong end and gotten beat deep. Nice out route. Great time.
Good route. No, DB just
Yeah.
lost the footing.
Yeah.
No chance.
Ranked last in the league. Last in scoring defense, last in total defense. Kenny Stucker's extra point attempt.
Got it in there. Snuck it in there.
Yep. See, that's the whole thing. Then you keep giving on the, where's he at? Dave's down there.
On the edge.
So he must have got pushed down.
Perfect, but it's good. It counts.
Oh, he's on camera throwing it. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So now you're going to kick off to him and then give him the ball again, like in midfield.
Another 15, yeah.
Yep.
As you mentioned earlier, step
Doubt they show the replay of what happened. No.
Mustangs, the Stangs on
137, 10-point game. Still a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
Still a ton of time.
New York is on.
Stucker off the net.
Again, fielded by Ware. Boy, this would be a perfect time for a big return, but some nice
Ware gets it to the 10.
open field tackling by
Get to midfield with the penalty.
tonight's Old Spice storyline.
Pretty comparable stats, huh?
Yeah, 248 and 5, 237 and 5, 58 rushing yards.
18 rushes. Yeah.
Good Lord.
This being a tale of 2 quarterbacks.
If you get 18 rushes in like
Oh,
6 games in
Yeah.
today's
Right.
arena game, it's a success.
yep.
Back in Milwaukee last year,
But like you said, though, it
between the two of
it just keeps the defense off balance.
Right,
know?
100%, yeah.
Or sometimes I've watched teams play. They never screen and never run the ball, and like you just let these guys just tee off at the line of scrimmage.
Every throw is a 15-yard pass downfield. It's like that doesn't work.
Correct.
You need the short stuff. Short stuff is boring at times, but it helps set up the long stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, interception.
Oh.
There it is. Michael James. Look at him go. He's going to return this one?
Oh.
Pick 6. Attaboy, Michael.
They're running to camera.
What a return.
We've seen Dalzell escape the pressure. This time he doesn't. No, every time the ends have stayed inside and he's gotten outside. This time he's got nowhere.
Oh yeah, he bailed right on it too. So he saw Clint the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his eyes were in the backfield
Yeah.
the entire play. Yeah,
You
he was
see him
not
go,
looking at
see
his-
him bail right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he bailed on his guy to go get the ball.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Happened to him last week against Orlando. And I'm not sure Clint ever saw.
No, he never saw him.
Nope.
He was worried about getting rocked in the pocket.
Yep.
And he had been escaping all night.
Good return by James.
Yeah, it was.
Just like that pressure did right there.
Michael James in interceptions as well. He's got.
I get it, Stucker. There you go. 61-44, minute left. Still a lot of time.
Still, right?
Still a lot of time.
As crazy as it says, yeah.
Oh no, he is not having a good night tonight. Wonder what the Texas Terrors mascot name was. Frankie.
Oh,
Frankie.
Probably Frankie, huh?
Yeah, it's got to be Frankie.
Could have sealed this victory. In 1995, James set an AFL record 4 interceptions in one game. So
I know, we'll have to look for it.
Still a couple away from a record he holds.
Yeah, if you find it, if we get off before you find it, you have to shoot me a message and let me know. I'll be interested to hear.
Yeah, it had to be. I wonder where that costume is now.
Oh, right.
It's in someone's garage. It's in someone's basement.
Yep, probably. Look at here.
Oh, look at the return.
No,
No, that's not where. No.
it's Tyrone Cotton.
Wow.
Brad Lacombe, number 48, who had a great night at fullback, doing the job on special teams.
Well, we've seen Dwayne Ware with a great return. We've seen Milwaukee with a couple great.
And you know what's funny too, and you watch this game, and how many balls have hit the catch in that tonight?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
a lot of them.
yeah.
All Tucker can do is get in his way. They like him to make the tackle, gets in his way, slows him up for Lacombe to do a nice job hustling. Texas has got to score almost immediately on this play.
Cotto, maybe Milwaukee's or Texas's best all-around player. 3 interceptions this year, 4 touchdown receptions.
There's a media guide with the Frankenstein mascot on the cover. I can't find
Oh, I remember that one they had.
Yeah. He's doing the Heisman pose. Oh, out at the 1, out the 2.
Yep.
And we are under a minute to go, so the clock will stop on incomplete.
So Texas Terror became the Houston Thunder Bears.
Okay, yep.
So where was Texas? Where did the Terror play?
They were in Houston at the Summit.
Okay, so
Yep.
still in Houston, just different.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, look at that. There's the
Huh.
last couple years.
Yeah.
As you look at their record in the last 4 years, from 0-12 in 1994 till now. 10-4 the regular season last year. Throws it away and another.
Yeah, when you're that condensed on offense, like there's only 3 yards to the line. There's only so much you can do. You can't take the top off. Like,
No, you can't, and that's like you said. Then that's where you gotta become creative.
Yeah.
Somehow, in the running game. I mean, it's just hard to get out there because everybody is they'll try to take you and run you into the walls if at all possible.
Especially rolling out like that, you're just making it feel smaller and smaller with every step. Oh, good little
Bernard Holmes. How many touchdowns did he have? 5?
Oh, Howard. Who's
Well, that's Howard.
Howard, wide receiver. Let's see. Anthony Howard? No, maybe.
Might have been.
No, not Anthony Howard.
No.
His second of the evening, but time has long stopped being an ally of the Texans.
Jamar Howard or Edwin Howard? Let's see. Edwin Howard. That's what it was.
Edwin Howard.
Yeah, another 6'4", 210 guy.
Hmm.
He played at Rice, so he stayed in Texas.
Okay, he stayed at home.
Yeah.
So this will get them to 9 if they get it. Scored.
Holmes got it. Yeah.
So now they're down by 9.
Yeah, down 9, still 2 possession. No deuce.
No deuce.
No deuce yet, yeah. It's a little
Onside kick.
leveled effect.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been liking that half roll tonight. It's been pretty successful through 6 touchdowns.
Yes, Terry, been inspiring Texas coach looking on and hoping for some kind of.
You know what's funny is I'm sitting here watching this. There's 3 guys on that sideline that coach, and they've all passed.
Oh
Isn't
man.
that crazy? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is crazy, isn't it? Yeah, up onside here. Oh, straight toe too.
Easy recovery.
Look at that defensive end caught that.
There you go. Get in there. Just went straight to him. Had no
Yep.
chance. No chance of a recovery.
Look at that, Weasley scoring.
God. Snag a quick screenshot here. Just another week in the old Arena League.
Average 94.3 per game.
Crazy. All right, here we go. Got to gain positive yardage.
They're going to have the advantage on the defense.
There it is.
Yep.
That same motion
Fake
counter.
toss, yep.
So far from the Milwaukee Center in Milwaukee as they take on the Iowa
Hell yeah.
Stormers, who are number
Midnight kickoff, baby.
Yep, right.
Midnight kickoff. Let's roll.
Kurt Warner.
Oh, Kurt, yeah. Same play.
Yep.
Same
So now the clock stops.
Right.
What do you think Woody Hayes
It's 3rd down.
He'd have loved the running. I tell you that he'd have loved being able to be on the field.
That's what was it? Rushing attempt number 20 on the day now.
That's it, yeah. 20 rushes.
20 rushes.
Right. And
What is Trig on?
I'm telling you, he loved it. He loved to set the tone with the rushing. That's, you know what? That's everywhere he's been, though.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere he's been, he was that way. Remember when he had Chris Ryan at fullback at Grand Rapids?
Yeah,
The
big old Chris
300
Ryan.
pounder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, passing. Okay.
Nice little play action
Oh.
fake, had 2 guys in the same spot. Skip Stewart and Gary Compton incomplete.
Both of y'all going for it.
Skip Stewart. But 2 in the same spot. You don't want to. I think Compton needed to cut that route off a little more east and west. He ended up in the same area as Stewart.
I saw that ball go up there. That's money. I'm going to catch that money.
Yeah, you were like, let me pull this thing down real quick. Yeah.
Right.
Compton, happy to have great nights here.
All right, back on field goal block.
In Houston. Compton from Rowlett, Texas. Stewart from Dallas.
There you go, Stucker.
And they are doing it to the Texas Terror here in
64-52.
That was a big kick.
Well, you get another personal foul.
What are we doing here, guys?
Big discussion here.
Unlike a national.
There we go. Wave the flag
Wave it
off.
off. Just finish the game.
So Kenny, why coaches die.
64-52, 12-point game, 22 seconds left.
Now it's funny. And for 2024, you could have scored, went for a 4-point play, kicked the deuce, and you would have tied, right?
Yep. That's the billing special. That's how they beat
Yep.
Albany in the
That's
regular
right.
season. Yeah.
There's another one down the catch net.
God, deuce machine.
Talk about a guy who's done it all, Arena.
There you go. Trig getting a little shine here.
Yep.
The league to wear all these different hats. Quarterback as a player, offensive coordinator. That was with the Dallas Texans.
You know, and it's so funny because he was my coach in '92, and he was 2 years older than I was. Yep.
Yeah, because you played with him too, right?
I played with him in college, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you played with him in college, and he's calling the shots.
Yeah,
Calling
yeah.
the shots for all these years.
Right. And his gray hair looks like he's 40.
Yeah, right. AFL put him through the ringer.
Yeah.
All right, see if Bilzell will let it fly here. Clock stop for a first.
14 seconds remaining.
Is that a Kubiak? No.
14 seconds remaining.
Cusick.
Cusick.
That was Craig Cusick, yeah. Yep.
You'll see
So he ends up leaving us and going to Grand Rapids before Dazelle got there.
Ah,
I
okay.
think Cusick goes to Grand Rapids in '99 because Kevin McDougal comes to us
dream right now. You know
in '99. Yeah.
Steve, you should just pin your ears back and go.
Keep an eye on 99. Ralph Jarvis. The sack master. He loves going after these.
Oh, Dozell's getting mobile on us. Yeah, bring him down, Gary. Get him. Get him.
34-year-old, 8-year pro, drags Clint Dalzell down from behind with 7 seconds.
Not too many plays for 12 points in 7 seconds, huh?
Yeah, nothing you can really do here. You just got to take a shot.
To stay in the box. He's just reading Dalzell's eyes. Campbell ran him right to him.
Nice little timeout graphic there.
Texas
Yeah.
timeout.
7 seconds left, no timeouts.
Either have to get it out of bounds. First two kind of getting away from him at the end.
All right, here we go, Clint. Come on.
Offense. No, they're going to have to short up defensively if they're going to challenge.
No, he was. What just happened? What just?
See, now here.
They didn't even call it.
Now they do, but the rule, here's the rule. The rule used to be if you go off sides like that and you're not touched, you could get back to the line of scrimmage.
Really?
So we've seen it before where guys have win and like the quarterback's not ready and they go through and they're sprinting back to the line of scrimmage and the DB is chasing them, trying to tag them.
Trying to touch him?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I know, huh?
Suddenly they're playing a game of tag.
Yeah, exactly.
Final couple of plays for the Texas Bear.
That should do it.
Oh, he
Fumble.
fumbles it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Get down. There it is. Game. Game for the Mustangs. Good guys 64, bad guys 52. Yeah, well, clean branding, really cool
Yeah.
vibes from the Mustangs and the Terror. Terror
Yeah.
have some sneaky good branding and uniforms too.
Yeah. Can't forget about that great graphics there too by ESPN too.
Yeah, of course. Just an all-around nostalgia-filled package. Just so good. So good here. Yeah, pause it and get a good screenshot here. Well, this is fun, Gary. I really appreciate you hopping on here.
Hey, I appreciate it as always, man. Always like to come on, reminisce, talk shop, talk about the future, talk about what we got going on and all of that. It's going to be an exciting year for us. It's going to be really, really cool. We look forward to it. We got a lot of things that we're getting ready to roll out and all that. So you'll see it, obviously. Get it posted out there. And then if you ever need anything from me, you know where to call me.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Well, timeline-wise, what are we looking at here? We got re-signing period the rest of this week, and then free agency kind of goes full bore next week?
Yeah, free agency will go full board at 11:59 September the 15th. So everybody will be free agents that have not signed. And then, we'll be getting ready to get the announcements of all the other teams that are coming. And all of that'll roll out. Like I said, we have our Arena Football U at the end of the month. We're planning on scheduling, getting that stuff ready to go, getting everything lined up, streaming partners, our TV partners, and all of that. So, yeah, a lot of good things are happening.
Awesome. Well, it's gonna be an exciting couple of weeks ahead. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get some good news here.
Absolutely, Trey. Well, again, I appreciate it, sir, and thank you for having me on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a blast. And thank you for everyone in the chat. I think we maxed out at around 120 people watching, which is really awesome. Thank you, everybody, for checking it out. And like, subscribe, follow, do all the things and stuff. Come join the conversation. There's going to be plenty to talk about over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see you on socials, and we'll see you next time. New episode of Off the Wall dropping this Thursday as well with a pretty cool guest. So make sure you're subscribed to be the first to know, and we'll see you out there. Take care.